International Women's Day concert is a concert put up by the Kenya Conservatoire Music Orchestra to celebrate the triumphs of women. And it happens that there are so many women who play in the orchestra or play instruments. So we both put it together under Wandiri's guidance, who is the director for the Kenya Conservatoire of Music.
The International Women's Day concert was about celebrating women in music. The idea, conceived sometime in 2016, was to have women performers perform music written by women.
This concert is one for women to come together and I think first get to know each other, to empower other people or young women who are coming up in the music industry and to know that we exist.
So we set out to find women who had written good music that we wished to perform.
We have different groups. We have soloists, different ensembles like Manirenas, that's a girls quartet that plays violin and cello. They've played for Coke Studio, Africa. So we have Nairobi Girls Chorale. They bring together young ladies who are not necessarily brought up with their music background. When I say they didn't study music in school per se, but they sing very, very well. We have members or ladies who play in the National Youth Orchestra, Conservatoire of Music Orchestra, Symphony and Prelude Orchestra, Nairobi Philharmonic Orchestra, and we have soloists, some who are teachers like Miriolev. We have so many different players from different places. Some have just started playing, others have played for a really long while. I'm looking forward to a start of a great tradition, or say a great spark that will probably go into a flame, where we have more women or girls, I'd say also, being encouraged to take up music or arts or whatever other field they're in, to exploit it and be the best in that field.
The Kenya Conservatoire of Music was established in 1944. For the 60s, 70s and 80s, it was a center where people studied music and dance. The idea that was conceived at that time was they needed a place where people could study music, dance and what they called kindred arts at the time, which is theater arts. Any person interested in this creative world could come and study. And formal education is important because it moves talent from being an asset and makes it an even more valuable asset. So we've invested in a good group of teachers, and the idea was to allow this place to be a place where talented musician can be sharpened. I think that would be the word.
Well, the conservatoire is a big part of my life. So I started playing my cello right at the conservatory here not too long ago, and it has been a very big part of my music making. Most of the women you'll see on stage have started playing their instruments right from the conservatoire over here. I'm confident in saying if it was not for the conservatoire, I would not be seated here today. You know, it's a very worthy cause because you can never put enough support into something that is this great.
Yes, this is the first time in Nairobi to have this event, just for women.
Just for women.
What was Wandiri's sort of little dream. And it's a very important technique that they're using at the Conservatoire, that they are basing on ideas from Caracas, Venezuela, with Abreu. Abreu started this in the 70s, and here we are not in Venezuela, but in Kenya, doing the same technique of having 3 orchestras for all ages at the conservatory, and then once you graduated from 3 different levels, then you can play in the Nairobi Orchestra.
The team that runs that orchestra, there is a group of 5 young men and women. They did the research and found as many pieces as they could find. That whole team made the day possible.
This is really beautiful. This is really music that builds, you know, like the whole body, like mind and soul and all that.
We have this is our gift through music. Someone else, she might be a footballer, but the message we are carrying is the same. It can happen.
Well, tonight, women that are going to be doing things for the first time. It'll be the first time we played a duet together.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic. I think the biggest thing that struck me was seeing an all-female orchestra playing such a diversity of music. They played some modern music.
I'm enjoying it, especially since they've brought in they've brought in the modern kind of music that I understand. So yeah, I'm loving it.
As an ordinary Kenyan walking through these gates, I think you're in for a surprise. For those with children or wives and so on, just women around them, that you can actually go and empower them to be the best that they can be in whatever they are good at. And especially for the arts, I think it would be something that would, I think, inspire someone to take up an instrument and to grow in that, or express themselves through music.
We've gone through a lot of obstacles. A normal orchestra has both girls and boys, and so being an only female orchestra, of course, has its challenges. I think it's great because women don't get as much of a chance sometimes. That's changing now, but still, I think they can be more empowered and yeah.
This was the first ever staged International Women's Day concert by the Conservatoire team, and I played a solo today. It was a great experience seeing all these women come out to embrace womanhood, and I'm glad to be part of this. And I'm looking forward to the next year when we stage such a concert.
This particular event because I love Conservatoire, I love the music they make, and I was very keen to see what's going on, and I am absolutely amazed at how many women there are in the orchestra. That was not the same thing when I left, so that has just blown my mind off. I'm so excited for them because I can see the opportunities they have, and I can see the potential that can come out of it. I loved the way the chorus worked, the chorale. That was beautiful music. I love the way the instrumentalists came together, and when I heard my piece I was like, oh my goodness, it's coming alive. This is what it's like. And they really tried. It's not an easy piece, but they really put a lot of effort into it, and I'm very grateful for making it come alive. So keep it up, keep doing the music, and we'll keep writing for you.
I think events such as this play a big role. It's a brilliant way to showcase the many talents that young women have, young and old, if there's any, just to bring everybody together and get to present this to people,
We should look forward to like having more collaborative events that will empower and inspire other women within Kenya.
Actually, I think they're already planning for next year with composers, having them come, women composers being participating, and the whole program, actually. It's already started. Enthusiasm.
Yeah, so the ball has started rolling, and I can only see it getting bigger and better, reaching out even more people and getting even more young women or women on stage.
I'd say the value add for initiatives like the Concert for International Women's Day is to, in a subtle but powerful way, remind people of the potential there is in supporting women and girls pursue their dreams, pursue whatever it is that their heart desires.
I think about my nieces and thinking where can they go to learn to play these instruments, especially in certain areas you don't get access. So I think it'll be good if we start doing funding the younger children, especially in certain areas.
We need to grow this a lot more and explore more of what we can actually do as women.
Just to encourage all the women and girls all across the globe to go for whatever they want. If they have a talent, showcase it. If they want to do something, do it. There's nothing stopping you.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great idea, and thanks to Kenya Conservatoire for supporting the musical education in Kenya. There are several talented girls out there who don't have the means, so it will be very important to be able to support them.
So we said, what next? We decided let's have something that runs through the year and raise money for at least 100 girls to have lessons at the Conservatoire of Music.
And this would take them from the talent to just having the confidence to be on stage. The idea behind the fund is that we shouldn't be turning students away because they're not able to take lessons, because they can't afford it. This is for the student who really wants to take lessons, who's not able, who has no means to actually make that happen. And we feel that this is very important. We would hope to create that kind of channel where we have students who become performers, who become supporters. And with that kind of outreach, then we'll have grown the population of women musicians and women creatives, I would say, as a whole. And we need your support to do this. If we have 100 people taking lessons who would have otherwise not taken them, then we'll have made a little change in the world.